Tony Tone Show on Muscatine's Vintage Sound 93.1 FM. Sunday night, the 88th Annual Academy Awards ceremony takes place on ABC. And after that, it's the Governor's Ball, which happens following the show. And this guy, he does a lot of the work for it. Celebrity chef, restaurateur. He's on the MPW Digital TV Celebrity Hotline right now. Let's say hello to Wolfgang Puck. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm excellent. How about you?
You know, Wolfgang, I'm doing really good. I'm jealous of you because growing up outside of Chicago, if I didn't go to the school that I went to, I had considered for the longest time going to culinary school. I still like to cook, but you, Wolfgang, you get to cook on like a whole nother level, don't you?
Well, you know, we own restaurants, and obviously it's more than just home cooking. But, you know, just like anything, if you really love it and you have passion for it, it's never too late. You still can start cooking. You know, I worked in a famous restaurant in south of France where the owner and chef started the restaurant and himself started to cook professionally at the age of 50.
Wow.
And it became one of the top 10 restaurants in France.
That's incredible.
So see, if you love it and you have passion for it, don't think you're going to do it in another lifetime. Just do it.
So, Wolfgang, you probably get asked this question a lot, but since you cook professionally and you do so many great events, when it comes to cooking at home, are you still excited to cook when you're at home, or do you want to take a break when you get done working?
No. You know, cooking for my family at home is always very special. And, you know, if we have friends over, or if it's just Alexander, Oliver, and my wife and myself, my two younger kids, my two older kids are gone, I still love to cook. You know, like last night I cooked at home. We had a dinner. I roasted some small beets, and then I made a salad with orange segments in it, and a little yogurt and mint, and then a little Belgian endive. And then I made like a Caesar salad. I made some roasted caramelized Brussels sprouts, a little broccoli, and I grilled a steak, and I made a little orzo pasta. So we had that, and, you know, I made it all, and, you know, I really like to cook at home.
Well, thank you for making me hungry. I appreciate that.
Okay. Well, get in the kitchen.
That sounded absolutely amazing. So, Wolfgang, we got to talk about the 22nd Annual Governor's Ball, which happens immediately following the Academy Awards this Sunday. Now, you've done this for a while, but do you still feel the pressure heading into the Governor's Ball?
You know, I still feel the pressure, but it's really the last moment. You know, I'm okay Saturday, where we do a lot of prep work. We make our chicken pot pie. We cook our macaroni and make macaroni and cheese, put them all in the little ramekins, in the little molds, before baking them on Sunday night. And then really where I get nervous is once the show starts, once people start to arrive, which is around 4 in the afternoon, where we make pre-hors d'oeuvres for the guests who are not in the show, who come and have a cocktail before sitting down. And then really at 9 o'clock at night, just when they announce Best Director, that's when I get nervous. I said, it's time to cook everything now. and then we put our chicken pot pies in the oven. We grill off our meat, what we have to grill. We cook the fish. So most of the things are really done the last moment.
Wolfgang, are you surprised with how much people, and I've never been there, but I have a lot of friends in California that love Spago, and they go there all the time. When you opened in 1982, did you ever think that all these years later, people would still adore going to one of your places?
You know what? That's really, for me, the most exciting thing, and the most remarkable thing is that after 34 years, people still come, and the restaurant is still full. And as a matter of fact, we celebrated a month ago a big milestone. Last year was our best year ever since we opened in 82. So
wow.
That's really, to me, an amazing thing. It's like staying married. You know, getting married, it's easy. Opening a restaurant is not that difficult if you have a little money. But staying open is really the hard part. And these days, you know, where restaurants open and close all the time, I think that's really amazing to see a restaurant still so successful after so many years.
And Wolfgang, what are you finding? Like, has there been a change? Because it seems like if people can get, you know, the farm to table analogy of something grown on the farm, and then you get it into the kitchen, and then it's on your table. Are you finding that that's a trend that your restaurants are following? Are people wanting fresh local ingredients?
It's so funny that you ask. I grew up on a farm. That's all we had,
Right.
We didn't have Brussels sprouts or green beans or tomatoes or raspberries in the wintertime. We only had each thing for a short amount of time. So I grew up like that. For me, something really amazing was some canned pineapples or canned peaches, because we didn't have that in Austria in the mountains where I grew up. So I always lived that way, and I always cooked that way. When I opened Spago, I went all the way down 2 hours away to a farm called the Chino Farm. It's a Japanese family who run this farm, and they had 15 at that time, like we are talking about 82, they had 15 varieties of tomatoes. They had 10 varieties of strawberries, and they had the best green beans, the smallest green beans, and all different kind of small salads. That didn't exist. Salads you can find in the supermarket today that didn't exist 25 or 35 years ago.
I love it.
So,
and it all kind of works.
We started, yeah.
And it all kind of works with your Wolfgang's Eat, Love, and Live, or WELL campaign, right? I mean,
exactly.
it all comes together, and I think that's so great. That you would go 2 hours to a farm, and I imagine that there's several farms in California and other places that have thrived because they provide fresh produce and food to people like yourself. So it kind of comes full circle, doesn't it?
Exactly. It's amazing. Because I go out on a farm and I worked on a farm as a kid too, for me, it's always important to support the farmers and not somebody who is in an office on a big produce market downtown LA or downtown New York or wherever it is, So I go directly to the farmer and pay him the money so they make a good living too. So that was always our aim. The same thing we do with the fishermen, like for the Academy Awards, I'm going to get some king salmon from Alaska and also some big crabs from Alaska, the king crabs from Alaska, and we go directly to the fisherman and give him the money instead of 2 or 3 middlemen. So
I love it.
For me, it's always better to get it fresh from wherever it is, mostly local, obviously, but we can get everything local, especially or in places like where you are. In the wintertime it's different. You have to bring things in if you want salad or some vegetables.
Yeah, we're excited when we get 40 degrees this week in Iowa, let me tell you.
But you know what is great now? If you want to learn how to cook and cook like me, I started an online cooking school. So you can go on Wolfgang Puck cookingschool.com, and then you can see me making the chicken pot pie, the macaroni and cheese, some pasta dishes, some soup dishes. The same thing I cook at the Oscars. You can do it home with me showing it to you.
I love that. And it's such a great idea, Wolfgang, because so many people will stay home, get some family and friends together to watch the Academy Awards, and they could make exactly what some of their favorite stars are going to have.
Exactly. So that's really important, I think, so that we cook at home, eat at home, because that way it's much healthier than going to fast food restaurants. That's one of the reasons I started my online cooking school, is so people can cook at home and learn how to do things the right way, and then they always can change it. Once you know how to make a chicken pot pie, you say, okay, I'm going to add this to it, I'm going to add that to it. You're in Idaho or somewhere, or in Iowa, and you say, okay, I want to add some, maybe you make it with pheasant, maybe make it with some other birds, maybe make it with turkey. You can do that then once you know how to do it.
I love it. Again, the website, wolfgangpuckcookingschool.com. Last question, Wolfgang. 22 years of doing the Governor's Ball. Obviously, you've gotten to know a lot of Hollywood heavyweights and some of these stars. Is there someone that you look forward to seeing each year at the Governor's Ball?
Well, the last few years I always saw Barbara Streisand. She always came. She always ate our chicken pot pie. She loved it. But I think this year I'm really excited for Leonardo DiCaprio, because I really believe he's going to win an Oscar finally.
Yeah, I think
he comes to our restaurant all the time. So
wow.
It would be exciting to open a good bottle of Piper Rare for him and then celebrate.
Well, Wolfgang, listen, I've followed you for a long time. I'm so proud of all the things that you've done and that you continue to be so innovative in the kitchen and inspiring to people. Again, the website, wolfgangpuckcookingschool.com, the 22nd Annual Governor's Ball after the Academy Awards this Sunday on ABC. Thank you so much for the time this morning. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And if I'm ever in Beverly Hills, I'm coming to Spago, baby.
Absolutely. Tell me it's Tony.
I will. All right, Wolfgang. Thank you, sir. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.